Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh in the Town. I'm Luke Gregory and here's what's coming up today. A brilliant away day in London sees Luton leave Millwall with 3 points, a brace for Harry Cornick, a penalty save for Simon Sluga. It was a cracking away day and for the first time in a while, Batara, it did feel like that was like pre-COVID away day. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Brilliant.
We'll get into it in a sec. But yeah, amazing.
Today we focus on Sonny Bradley. What a return to the squad this guy's. I don't think he's conceded a goal since he's been back in the team. So today we'll have a look at him and how good he's been since he's been returning to the team. And also answering your Instagram question. You probably hear Dave Coffin. He's with us tonight. And Batara as well is back after being away last time we did the podcast. How are you both? Bit of a cough there.
Yeah. Bit gutted.
Bit gutted that you weren't at the game on Saturday. Yeah.
I've probably been to every other one up that bloody place, and the one I have to miss. I'm pleased we got the result, but gutted.
Part-timer.
Shut up.
Yeah. Before we start today, I think we should mention some very sad news that we saw over social media over the weekend. That Luton fan sadly passed away. Jacob Crawshaw, only 19 years of age, was at Millwall celebrating on Saturday. And you just see this news and you think, like, Mill was literally like 3 days ago. It's just mad how he was there in that away end, probably going mad as we were when Cornick scores, and now he's sadly no longer with us. It's devastating, really.
Next day as well.
It just have to send your condolences to his family.
And we have retweeted the GoFundMe link, which you can go donate to on Oh When the Town. Let's get into some 3-word reviews then of Millwall 0, Luton 2. Ian says, thoroughly deserved win. Matthew says, proper team performance. Adam says, Den cursed end. Davey says, ones to watch. Scott Clark to Cornick. Kieran says, Harry effing Cornick. I'll keep it a bit clean for the start of this. Lee, Super Simon Sluga.
They're all pretty decent,
Clark's
aren't they?
Cornick, because I said exactly the same thing as well. Clark's Cornick, but yes, at least they spelled Clark's name right this time. I didn't. But no, look, it was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was class, wasn't it? Just the whole day was great.
Oh, mate. Dave, you missed an absolute belter
Right,
as well.
I'll just zip off while you talk about it for a bit.
No worries, mate. It's fine. But, you know.
I genuinely don't believe how gutted I am that I couldn't make it on Saturday. And I've probably been to every other game that we've not won up there. So it's quite annoying. And
genuinely, like I said to you earlier, Greggs, I'll be honest, I think that's up there for the top away games that I've ever been to.
Really?
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pleased for you both. I'm pleased for the team
as well.
The team played well, obviously. I'm pleased for the result. I'm pleased for you guys and everybody else that went. I'm just gutted I wasn't there.
You did mention it to me earlier, Batara. You said like that was probably one of the top away games. You know, like atmosphere was brilliant. And I said, look, obviously, like post-COVID, I think that's clearly been the best. I know we've only had 4 or 5 with fans, but I just think. You look at that complete performance-wise, the 2 goals. The first goal was stunning, which we'll get into in a bit, but the day was just brilliant. And it's just like...
Incredible.
I know we went for that long 18 months, whatever it was, with 0 fans at stadiums. I just felt like that was really... That felt like a before-COVID kind of game. Maybe just a few less away fans, because I thought normally we'd sell more than we did, but maybe that's pandemic.
Yeah,
pandemic
maybe,
reasons.
but like I say, well... And like I said earlier, boys, it honestly, like I say, it genuinely was, for me, one of the best away games. Probably because it had more sentiment to the fact that we beat obviously them fuckers. But yeah, it's great. And like I say, I was saying to people during the week that I had a good feeling about it. And every time I had a good feeling, it always goes wrong. So for once in my lifetime, for me personally, to actually sit there and go, I've got a good feeling, and to actually come out 100% and we go and win the game. And in that fashion as well. Like, you know, Millwall usually bully teams at home.
We've struggled there in the past.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like we bullied them in certain areas, and we, you know, proper complete performance. And it's perfect. It was unreal, in all fairness. Atmosphere was great. You know, the fans are great.
We just dealt with everything, didn't we? And like we've been victims of Millwall in the past where they'd get the ball out wide, they'd put it into their big men at front, but we dealt with that this time around.
Yeah.
No, I'm just sitting there thinking.
Oh, here he is. He's hey guys, decided to join today.
No. I was just listening in. I was listening in because clearly I had the radio on, listening to the commentary, and it sounded like we were in control of most of the game. And when you read some of the fans' comments afterwards, and I don't mean Luton fans, the Millwall fans, you know, some of them were very complimentary about how we got on top of them and how we took the game to them. Others, there's a team like Luton, Fred, there, wasn't there? But, you know, at the end of the day, we deserve it. It's about time we beat them. We beat them.
And in all fairness as well, Gary Rowett even said it as well. Luton fully deserved the win today.
We did, didn't we? And it's like Ian said in the 3 words, thoroughly deserved win.
Yes.
Definitely deserved.
And it's just lovely to get it, isn't it? And do you know what? You know, the team's getting back to some of the strength we've been missing over the last few games. So there's the other issue, isn't it? We've had players come back into form. They're back in the team. And guess what? The team's performing brilliantly. It's lovely. And
still missing 3-4 players that, you know, had to miss out due to, you know, fully strength side and whatever else.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great to see. The competition, is going to be there. I tell you what, it's only going to get better from here, innit?
Yeah, hopefully.
Like I said to you boys, especially you, Gregory, I know you lot get a bit negative sometimes with obviously football. Let's face it, you know, you're enlightened to watching Premier League football every week. You know, we're all not like that, but it's my first dig of the day. Just to let you know. But but look, it's just nice to see what we know can happen.
Yeah. And what I was going to say, it's nice to see us for once, like taking our chances. We had 2 shots on target and both of them went in. Like, I just think for that is what we've been crying out for.
Yeah.
Most of this season is if we've just taken that chance, and to be honest, this was that game where it was like, we took both our chances, we kept the clean sheet.
And how many times do we see it? Even if it's on the Skybox on a Friday night or a Saturday or whatever, we see teams, you know, go to like certain grounds and you think, how have they like created like 2 or 3 chances and scored 2 goals? And we've done it. And look, I'm feeling like we're more likely this season to do that now. Yeah. I think it's happening more often.
Definitely.
Whether that comes with experience around the players in the Championship or that's due to the coach and whatever, but look, it's a bit of everything. It's more confidence now. It makes us confident as fans, and I'm sure the players are thriving off it, and they're probably loving it, aren't they? They know that they're good enough now.
Do you know what? I generally think they know that they've been good enough anyway, but I have to say, some of the away games we've been to, we've been unlucky, but, you know, we haven't, we haven't quite been at that speed, but it sounds like on Saturday, we couldn't really put a foot wrong, so, you know.
But you compare that game to the Bristol City game midweek and the amount of chances we missed. You think if we go into Bristol City 2-0 up, we go on to win that game. Yeah. Maybe Blackburn, you look at it and go, you know what, 2-2, probably a fair point. But then even like the West Brom 3-2, we had a chance, I think. We had a chance to equalise and to make it 3-0 and it was saved. And it's just like, we're slowly getting there. If we can just carry on, more performances like that where you dig in, you do get 2 big chances. Like, let's be honest, Cornick's 2 chances were big chances, and we took them for once. And it's
proper chances as well. It wasn't like they were half-cut chances or whatever else. They were full, proper chances. And like you say, it's nice to be converting them as well. But, you know, also, when we go on sort of like what we should have had, it could easily be a lot more.
Those are the chances, though, that you know, when they are, because I've seen the goals, I've seen some of the game. So those chances are the ones you would expect to score, but the way that he finished them was fantastic.
Brilliant. Should we talk about that first goal then from Harry Cornick? Because it was, from our angle up in that stand, it was a brilliant strike, and then you couldn't wait to get home and see it on the TV. And I think we were in the pub after and we were trying to get up on the phone, and it was like, no, that was such a good finish. And it was a good move as well, just down the right-hand side. I think it was Lockyer played it. I think Bree was involved, and I think Clark flicked it through to Cornick. And it's one of them ones where it comes to Cornick, and usually with Cornick, you're thinking in his head, does he know what he wants to do with it? I feel like this one, he just thought, top end, smashing it, and it's gone in.
The strike was good, very well placed, very fast. Little bit of luck for Clark to get the ball. because it sort of ricocheted off the defender.
Dave, no such thing as like you create your own luck. So
okay, but there's a little bit like
Knew that was coming.
The ball bounced to Clark, but his pass was brilliant, and Cornick was onto it brilliantly, and no one was stopping that. No one. It was a great goal.
I'll be honest, right? I know it sounds ridiculous. Like on the day, I don't know, it's because I had a few beers and whatnot, but I was sitting there going, "Fuck me, that's one of the best goals I've ever seen. It's outside the area."
It was such a good finish, though.
Yeah, it was a great finish.
Do you think with Harry Cornick, and look, we have spoken about Harry Cornick numerous times in this podcast about his finishing and his chances. Do you reckon that was the case of he didn't have too much time to think about it, which is why it's gone in? Because normally with Harry, he gets through and it's like he has all the time in the world to think about what he does, and then he ends up maybe putting it at the
He just had
keeper.
time to think. He just literally, he's seen one vision in his mind. He just whacks it as hard as he can in the instep. So on the instep, should I say?
Do you reckon as well, he maybe thinks back to that chance he had against Swansea to make it 4-0, where he could have pretty much done that against Swansea?
Well, I don't think he think about it whilst he's striking the ball or whatever. But look, I think the thing is with Cornick, we've seen him, like, you know, have some good finishes, and okay, yeah, occasionally he should maybe like finish in 1-on-1s, but when he's got sort of more than 2 or 3 seconds to think about it, he doesn't do as well.
Well, the pass
When
was...
he's got a split second, bang, there you go.
True enough.
Happens
But
all the time.
the pass was so sweet. He was just running onto it. He knew what he had to do. He was just
Just
running
place
onto
it,
it.
yeah.
First time
Caress it.
shot, it's going to go in. It was and he was so open. You know, you'd have been absolutely mad at him if he hadn't put that in.
Yeah.
But he did. The finish was superb. You can't knock him for anything he did there. Nothing at all.
And it was just great in that away end, wasn't it?
Shut up.
Oh, mate.
I don't know, for the look of Batari, he was like falling back into people. It was
Yeah, I
great.
lost my hairband as well. And then some guy like decided to like pick up a set of glass off the floor and go, "Here you go, mate, they're yours." I looked at it and went, "I don't wear fucking leopard print, mate. What are you on about?"
I lost my hairband. Oh dear.
My hair was quite greasy as well.
Lost
so
my hairband, but I don't
unfortunately
have leopard print glasses. Bloody hell. You'd probably say after that we did look like we were going to kick on, and we kind of did kick on. I don't think Millwall had many chances in that first half. Sluga didn't have loads to do, and we were just really great at getting on the first headers of corners and free kicks, and maybe doing a few little tactical fouls every now and again. But it did just see that first half was a complete first half performance, wasn't it?
Mate, just going there and frustrating the whole Millwall team and the fans. It was great. The fans were silent. They're shocking, aren't they? The fans, absolutely shockers. I mean, I knew they were shit.
Millwall have some very just
Mate,
weird songs and chants, don't they? Millwall just weird.
So we all fairness, but yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Can we just say they're just fucking weird? No, oh shit, excuse my language.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, it's
Bloody
hard.
hell, come on, man.
Cut
Ah.
But no, just a few people like, you know, wait till the train doors close and they start kicking it. Like, you know, what's that all about?
There's history between the two teams, obviously for the right our place, but it's always been a dodgy ground to go to. It's always been that little bit of animosity, I suppose. But you know what? It's about time we turned them over, and I'm glad we did. A long way to continue, and let's hope we carry on turning them over for seasons to come if we're in the same division.
And the
Just had to make a note of when to bleep your disgusting word.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, so even on the train on the way there as well, the atmosphere was great from like minute one, even like the minute we set, you know, foot onto the platforms and whatever else. Mate, the songs were going off on the train, and you know, Millwall was silenced even from then. You know, it was a good day.
But football, listen, if the football's good, you remember it as a good day. That's the thing, isn't it? And the football has been coming. That sort of performance has been coming.
And then into the second half we go, and we scored again quite quickly after 2-0 when Pelly did a nice little nutmeg through to Clark, and he passed it through to Cornick. And again, maybe this time, maybe did have a little bit more time to think about what he was going to do.
Yeah, the thing is as well, and obviously I know I get on to you about Cornick sometimes, and when people like to have a little whinge about Cornick, and I like to back him up all the time, and I will back him up. And do you know what? He done really well on that second goal because the ball was underneath him.
Yeah.
He had to do
He
like
did
a
well
little skip
to,
over the ball.
skip
Yeah.
over it.
That's the most impressive part of that, not the finish. The fact that he skipped over it and slowed himself down. He calmed himself. He didn't snatch it. He didn't take another touch. It was precision, perfection.
And he went across the keeper.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the past,
Beautiful,
he hasn't
wasn't
done that.
In the past, that's what I remember Graham Jones used to say. He needs to go across the keeper into that bottom left corner.
Find a spot and just hit it as hard as you can.
But when he does that, and you watch that goal back, obviously it takes a lot of skill to do that, but it looks like an easy goal to score, doesn't it? You look at it and go, oh, that was easy for Luton to go through and just pass it into the bottom corner. And you think, like, we don't score many like that, do we? We normally have to work a lot harder for our goals than just a ball through.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But they worked the space, right? He worked into the space. The pass was good. Again, he ran onto it well and he finished well. It's great. It's lovely to say it, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it? Just beating Millwall was great. I don't care if it was 2 penalties or 2 own goals. I just, it's great. But fuck Millwall. It's great, isn't it? Nah,
What are you on? Man, what are you on there?
Nah, Dave, honestly, if you were there, right, you'd understand it. But you weren't there because you're a part-timer, clearly. So, get out.
Who's getting called part-timer now? Not me. Not me.
It's all right, mate.
It's the one bloody away game without
Well,
me.
I've done 4 in a row now. I'm on a roll.
Yeah, right.
On a roll.
4 in a row?
Yeah, 4 games in a row.
I was going to say, not away games.
No.
Ah.
I was hoping to go to Derby tonight or tomorrow night, whenever you're listening, or yesterday. And, got work, unfortunately. But I think 1,000 are going up to Derby.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for
Are
a
we going,
Tuesday
Dave?
night.
Pardon?
Not
Yeah,
a
are we
chance
going?
he's going to Derby tomorrow.
I wanted to go, but work prevails, unfortunately.
I can't either, to be honest. I'm going to say out there, I can't either. Finish at 6 o'clock. I can't get a day off, or a half day. So, yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want to go,
Because we're
mate?
going to Newcastle, aren't we? End of the week, so, yeah.
Anyway, it was almost 3 when Pelly hit the bar minutes later.
What a shot that was.
Unreal shot.
What a shot.
Just out of nowhere, weren't it? And it was so much power. It cannons off the bar. When you watch it back on the TV replays, the keeper was just
He didn't even see
not
it.
moving.
He did not move, and it was lucky it just bounced back to one of their players to head back. But it was a cracking shot. If that had gone in, you'd have been giving Pelly absolute rewards for that one.
to be honest,
you'd have been
I was
sitting
giving
there.
them a lot of shit as well during
Yeah.
the game to these boys, I'll be honest, because he give the ball away quite a lot of times, but...
I don't think quite a lot. I just think there was a couple of instances where it looked like the pass was easier, like an easy pass to make, and he's kind of misplaced
I weren't on his
it.
back, I'm not saying for me, I actually weren't on his back. I was just saying a few times he could have done a lot better. But look, when it comes to the crunch and the most important phase of the game, i.e. the goal, the build up to the second goal, when he passed the ball through, won the ball back, I think twice, and whatever else, ricochets and whatnot. But no, look, he came into it a little bit. I think maybe he got a bit tired towards the end, hence why the change. But look, we all know what Pelly's, like I said to you earlier, Greg, what did I say to you about the whole shooting thing? Why don't he shoot more often from outside the area?
Yeah. We know what he's like, don't we?
The guy has so much talent in that right foot of his.
Yeah.
When it comes to striking the ball from sort of like 25, 30 yards out, and the guy can do it. We want to see it more. We should start making a thing of it. Do it more.
Sluga pulled off a few good saves. I think there was one from a free kick, and I remember saying to Matt, who we were with, I was going, he looks a bit far over to his left for that free kick.
I remember you saying
Dives across and puts down. I was like, what do I know? Clearly
That's
nothing. And Bataro, before the game, you said, because this sounds ridiculous, but I promise you, Bataro before the game said to me this.
I actually said, quotations, we're going to win 1-0. All right, got it wrong. But, and Sluga will save a penalty.
You did say that.
I said it before the game.
You did
I
say
said
that.
it about 5 or 6 times. I said, I've got a feeling Sluga's going to save a penalty today.
What a save it was, though.
Oh, it's unreal, wasn't it?
It was a
But something
fantastic
can we just
save.
give me a moment of
No,
applause?
no. Let's talk about the save. The save.
No, it's
Was it a
class.
penalty in the first place? That's the question.
Well, I think
I
it was a
don't
foul.
know.
I think it was a foul on Naismith personally. I think he jumped all over him, which forced him to put his hand out. I think he's maybe
How does
calling for the
how does jumping
free
all
kick.
over? I mean, just out of interest, how does jumping all over you make you put your hand out?
Well, if you're calling for
If you
the
push-
foul, you're
if-
pushing the back.
If you're pushing the back, that's fine. Yeah, but his hand was clearly up, wasn't it?
Yeah, but was he not calling for it though? Calling for the foul.
That's a bit harsh.
Well, I don't know. But that Michael Smith, is it Michael Smith?
Yeah, I think it is.
The big lump. Anyway, he does it all the time. I mean, how many times he did it in the second half and he got away with it? He's a bit like Akinfenwa in a way. He likes to put his hands on other people's backs.
Right.
But look, you get away with it. It's a bit like, Jukovic at Birmingham, old big boys, they get away with it, don't they? Sometimes you don't jump, in synchronisation with them, then fair enough. But no, look, I felt he was fouling the whole time he was on.
It could have been an absolute disaster, though, couldn't it? For 2-0 up,
Potentially,
cruising, and Sluga doesn't say the penalty. It gets a bit dodgy. So there's a lot of pressure on the keeper to make that save, and he chose the right way, and it was a brilliant save.
I remember sitting there going, it's fine. Patara said we're going to save a penalty. I was like, I just believe. And then next minute he saves it. I'm like,
And then but I also
okay,
said as well,
mad.
when he was stepping up to take the penalty, I turned around to Ed and went, well, Jed Wallace never misses a penalty, so I'm fucked tonight.
Yeah.
And next minute,
Brilliant
bang,
save.
saves it. And I tell you what, it was a good penalty, and it was even better save as well.
Brilliant save,
One,
brilliant
two.
performance from Luton, brilliant performance from Sluga and Cornick and everyone, especially one man we wanted to focus on today, Sonny Bradley, back into the team since his injury or his COVID problems. And he's been absolutely brilliant. How good was it seeing Sonny Bradley on Saturday? I just think at his very best, isn't he? He's back at his very best.
You asked Pataro. Go
No,
on.
I'm gonna get, mate. You know I'm so biased towards him anyway. So, but can I just say, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We have missed Sonny Bradley, and when he doesn't play, we're not as good. I don't care if people go, "Oh, you're just biased," and you just love Sonny Bradley, you're a fanboy, whatever. No, it's not that. I respect and I appreciate someone who is that good at keeping the line at the back four. All right, people say he doesn't shout enough sometimes. He's not really a leader, but I disagree. He does his talking
Not a leader.
in other ways. No, I've heard a lot of people say
Who
to me.
said
he's
that?
not- Oh,
Why
I've heard
would
a
he?
few
Why would he
people.
club captain if he's not a leader?
What I'm saying, maybe not a leader. Sorry, that might be the wrong term. What I'm saying is maybe sort of like it's being vocal and shouting.
Oh, okay.
You don't hear him shout as much, but we do see him. You see him talking with his hands quite a lot and moving people about. You see it all the time. But I think, especially on Saturday, mate, I'm going to say it again. His ball distribution as well is second to none.
Brilliant, isn't it?
That guy is unreal, mate. He is the best passer in our team. 100%.
And I know we are focusing on Sonny Bradley, but even you said it earlier, Lockyer next to him also the other day was them two at centre half together.
Mention, yeah.
We've got to remember, we started the first 5-6 games this season without Lockyer and Bradley at centre half. And it's like now we've got them back and it's like we said it earlier in the podcast this season of wait till we have our full squad. And like you said, we haven't yet, but wait till we have more of our squad back. And it's beginning to show. And like we said with Sonny, producer Jacob says, is he the reason why our fortunes have changed recently? And I guess like you could just say,
Bit of a thing, but yeah.
it's just maybe, is he a big
helps.
reason as to
It's
why
still-
we're starting to get these better performances in right
Yeah.
now? And the big win at home to Coventry, the great first half
Yeah.
against Swansea, and that brilliant performance
All I
against Millwall.
will say with Sonny, right, is the fact of when he's in the team, we are calm, we are composed, we keep the ball more. He doesn't lash at the ball, he doesn't smash it. Don't get it wrong, I'm massive fans of sort of like, Lockyer and Naismith and whatever else, but Sonny Bradley has something different in his locker. He has more composure, he has more, I say, vision with the ball. You don't see him panic. It might not be the most physical or whatever, but he's demanding in his own way. He gets the ball back. He doesn't have to do it in an aggressive way half the time. All right, he's 6'5", that helps. But look, man, I mean, I need to stop going on about him because, he's a fanboy. So
We've still got 5 more minutes of talking about it, mate, so you can carry on.
But no, look, what I'm trying to say is, for me, I mean, I don't think anyone can disagree. He is the reason why we play out from the back. We don't look as good playing out from the back without him.
I think as a fan you feel comfortable when he's in the team, right? So
Yeah.
you realise that actually he's one of the best centre halves we've had for a long time.
Yeah.
That's what you
It
feel.
does baff me a little bit how fans last season before said, is he actually good enough? Is he actually that good? Blah, 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 blah. And, like I said, always said it. But I think now this proves the point of when he's out of the team as compared to when he's in the team. When he's in the team, we're much better at the back. We're much better going forward as well with him in the team. No, 100%. I mean, if you disagree, let me know.
Well, you look at that Blackburn game, he spot one of the equalisers, one of the goals. Don't know which one
He
it was.
came on as well, didn't he? Half time, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I just thought Saturday, him and Lockyer at the back. To be fair, the whole back four I thought were brilliant. Amari Bell and Bree was fantastic the other day. And I know at the start of the podcast this season we were saying questionable that Kyoto's gone out, but Bree's more enough probably gone, you know what, I'm taking that right back spot and making it mine. And he has done, to be fair to him.
Yeah, good on him.
But it's nice
very
to have a player that you think when he makes that much of a difference. And long may he stay here.
I think some people expect your centre half to be sort of like this big, massive bully to sort of smash people into next year, but
Well, you want them to be strong.
Yeah.
There's a good thing. You want them to be strong.
Strong and it's composed.
And composed is another one. Yeah, that's right. And winning headers and you're being not knocked off the ball easy is all of that.
You
So
probably
that's
look
kinda
at
cool.
Sonny Bradley, right? And this is something which is spoken about at my work quite a bit with Premier League centre halves. That is like when you're in the Premier League, the centre halves are less like your old school, like Matty Pearson style, and they are more like a ball playing or a.
I was just going to get onto that about Matty Pearson as well. Yeah,
But it's almost as if like we have our own like kind of like Premier League centre half in Sonny Bradley. That
ball playing centre backs. Yeah, of course.
He's not like an old school style, like no nonsense. Like he can get it down, he can play.
But
then he can also.
We can turn. He knows. The thing is, it's more for him. It's more vision. Like you see these Premier League centre halves, right? Like you say, they have vision with it.
Yeah.
They're not just big, massive brutes. They might lack in the physicality of sort of like I can go, like I said, smash something to next year or whatever. But what they might have is, okay, I'm going to get that ball. I'm going to be half a yard quicker. I'm going to turn with the ball. I'm going to spray it out to the left or to the right hand side, whatever, and it starts to take off quick enough. Do you know what I'm saying? So.
And Bataro, you've always loved him.
No, I have, but I won't get into that because I called a lot of things. Never mind.
Well, here's what you guys said about Sonny Bradley. Is he the reason why our fortunes have changed recently, and is he one of the best captains we've had in recent years? Phil says, if we had Sonny for the first few games, we'd easily be top 6. He's a true leader, the best captain we've had since Chris Coyne.
I can't argue with that one.
Ben says, here's the reason for the form changing around. His height and ball playing ability is amazing. His leadership skills in the modern game is kind of a myth, but he wins nearly every header. Him and the team against Birmingham is a different game. He started the Blackburn comeback. Amazing man.
There you go.
Do you agree that his leadership skills in the modern game is a myth?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that really mean? His leadership skills are a myth.
Or a myth.
So
So they don't believe.
So you don't believe he's a leader?
Is it basically what I was saying about the whole sort of shouting at people? He's not exactly a Kevin Nichols, but what he does, like I say, he talks with his hands. He talks people through things. You see him talking one. How many times do we see it with Sonny? Okay. How many times do we see it with Sonny? Right. How many times?
Closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, mate. There you go. How many times do we see it though? Seriously. He talks to people
No, you do
individually
see it a
on the
lot.
pitch.
You do
On
see
the
it a lot.
pitch, he speaks to people individually. He might not be screaming at people, but
Well, it's
sometimes you
all
don't
about-
need that.
But it's
No,
not.
that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
it's not all about screaming, is it? It's about communicating. Two different things.
And
In
maybe
a calm way. Maybe that's part of our success in the way we approach things as a club or as a team. The calm approach about things.
Well, we sat and watched the Arsenal Crystal Palace game on Sky Sports tonight, and you sat there in like the 75th minute going, Arsenal just got no leaders to grab this game and take it forward. But you maybe say someone like Sonny is someone that could potentially, when we need a moment to maybe regroup and think of a second idea or a plan B, that he's the one that can do that.
He's got a set, mate, and that's what it is. He has got a set, and it will take control. I'm sure he'd be the first person to criticise himself if he got something wrong on the pitch. And we all know it. And look, okay, he might not be the most sort of like charismatic person that he comes across, but he does a job and he knows what he wants. We know this. We've seen his interviews, his post-match and whatever else, and he speaks
just-
sense.
He loves the town as well. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan says, definitely helped ensure the defence is a bit more steel. Although one player doesn't make a team, I think it's a case of we're in this together attitude and being able to score goals when it matters.
Yep.
Steve says, yes, absolutely. As in, is he one of the reasons our fortunes have changed? He said, what a rock. But given a couple of weeks ago, you were asking if Sluga was to blame for some of our draws/losses. I think you should also give Sluga the honourable mention for some great performances.
Can I just say, I've always said Sluga's a good keeper, and fair play. He's proving everybody wrong who doubted him.
But we know this about Sluga as well. When he's on it, he looks like one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Unfortunately, sometimes when he's not on it, which is these days very rare.
Statistically,
He looks-
he's had
you know what I mean?
statistically hasn't he had the most clean sheets in this division?
6.
Yeah. Which makes that shots on target to conceding ratio thing from a couple of weeks ago pretty redundant, doesn't it?
Did
Did we not just say that?
we did say that,
You
so-
can manipulate facts. You can manipulate statistics any way you want to do it. So quite at the moment, he's the best keeper in the division.
Also, just to reference, we didn't say that about Sluga. It was a stat that was said from another podcast about him, which we just thought we'd discuss. But anyway, Darren says, not all captains are leaders these days. The armband seems to mean a lot less to clubs and players. Not in Sonny's case, though. The bloke is immense and leads this club with pride. I love him, and judging by his reaction after the Millwall game, he loves the town too.
True.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Luton through and through, isn't he now? Tommy says, we're sceptical about him coming back, but with Burke and Lockyer in the team. But what a leader, and definitely has made us stronger. And Chris says, Bradley is a calming influence at the back. He'll take the ball, move it on, which sets the tempo for us. Strong all-round defender too.
Yeah.
And as a skipper has been good for us. Up there for sure, as under his leadership we've enjoyed promotion, stayed up, moved on. So he has to be seen as a successful captain.
And do you know what will cap it off? Just another trophy.
You imagine.
Well, I'm
Scores
imagining
the
it
winner
now,
at
yeah.
Wembley.
How cool would that be?
In
Playoff
what?
final.
Playoff final, okay.
Final, scores the winner at Wembley.
Or the FA Cup, I don't mind
Then he
which.
definitely goes down as a legend then.
A legend.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pelé.
Mate, if we win the playoff final, they all go down as legends, let's be honest. All of them.
True.
It's just great again to see him back in the team. It's a game against Derby on Tuesday night, which don't let the table deceive you.
No.
Obviously, they've had their points deductions, but I think they're on 6 clean sheets this season as well.
I think they've got 2 or 3 in a row now. As
And
well.
looking all right, to be fair.
To be honest,
Looking all right. I think they could be all right, you know.
I had a little bored moment at work earlier. I had a little look through their stats and how they seemed to match reports and whatever else. And it seems that they're actually playing some good football, very solid, and working what they've got. And
Would you take a draw?
I would never say I would take a draw until I've seen how the game's gone.
Performance, yeah.
If we go and perform and like we did against Bristol City away and we get a draw, then I would not be happy. But if it's a clean sort of steady game, nothing too much in it, then you would take a draw, especially away from home. I mean, let's face it. Before the game at Millwall, you probably thought, as long as you don't lose this, it's probably a half successful day. But to win the game with 2-0 is fucking phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah. And if we repeat that performance on Saturday, on Tuesday night, you're right, mate.
No, not really.
Brilliant. Stop drinking your beer, then. Get to me then.
If we repeat that performance from Saturday at Tuesday, we're looking good. And then I don't want to jump the gun, but home on Saturday, and it's not teams like Hull,
Don't
but
say it.
In the past, you go to Derby and think, we'll be happy with the point.
yeah,
But we've got a bit of momentum. We're playing really well. Let's go there and get
let's
3.
climb the
Let's
table.
go there and get 3.
Yeah.
I hope they do. If we come away with the point, it's okay, but we're good enough to get 3. And that's not putting Derby down at all. We are in form.
Yeah.
We're playing well. Why can't we get 3 points?
And I'll be honest, right? I think this is the first time in, especially since we've been in the Championship, that I genuinely believe that we can get points away or at home against anyone in this league. I genuinely believe that. I feel even against Bournemouth the other week, we could have got something.
Yeah,
One of the
I
best teams, currently the best team in the league or whatever you want to put it like that.
I think we've been on the slow burner. I think we've been gradually improving as the season's gone on. And it can only get better. Hopefully, we'll get a good few positive results. And you're right, we could be up in those playoff positions before you know it.
I'm going to say it now. We are definitely one of the better teams in the league. 100%. Like I said to you after the 4 draws in a row, or whatever it was, a few weeks back, I said there's no need to be panicking when people start going, we need to start turning to wins. I'm telling you now, there's no need to panic. We will finish higher in the table. Well, as long as we finish the top half, it doesn't really matter. But look,
as long as we finish outside the relegation.
well, yeah, but honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. We've got, like I said, we get all the players back now, and it's not even going, we beat Millwall 2-0 away from home or whatever else, and going on a mad one. I genuinely feel like we are so established now in this league that people look at us and go, "Fuck me, Luton Town are actually doing things like that. What's going on?" Maybe we need to take a bit more seriously. And I think sometimes our fans need to take us a bit more seriously. We are a good side, a very good team. We'll see in a couple of games time when we lose 3 games in a row. But no, look, what I'm saying is,
But
even if it happens, we'll play well. I'm saying now.
To the same extent, did I not read this week that
Mick McCarthy?
Yeah, the Mick McCarthy thing about
Tosser, yeah.
if we were playing Luton, we'd expect to beat Luton, and if Swansea
Did he actually say this? Was this confirmed? He said it because I saw the tweet.
It was flying around Twitter, wasn't it? But
yeah. Well, I'm going to take that.
Surely he's not said that.
Well, I hope he has because bit him on the arse, didn't it? We are a good team. If you underestimate Luton, you're not going to get anything from us. That's the point.
I just think if he has said that, and look, I don't know if he has because I've not seen it. But
teams like Luton #, go for it. Well, if it's not true, we can perpetuate the rumour, so it's great.
Anyway, a few minutes left to do some Instagram questions today. Dan says, "Can you see Harry scoring 20 goals this season?"
No.
I can see anything.
Well, do you know what though?
This season,
isn't it great? Isn't it great that he's got as many as he has?
Considering he didn't score last year, yeah.
But he got, up until the other week, he didn't have any more than one goal in a game. Now he's got 2.
Can I just say as well, I've been saying this guy's better. I always quoted this, right? You always want Harry Cornick in your team than against you.
Yeah.
And even when he was supposedly playing shit, when he wasn't, and he wasn't scoring, no, just really because he wasn't scoring goals, he was still dangerous. He was always a threat.
Yeah, I like him. I've
Better
always
players
liked him.
around him now. Look at you. He's thriving.
But it's
he
great.
He's playing up top now as well.
But, reputations change quite quickly because he starts scoring those chances that you've seen him miss in the past. So, yeah, good luck to him. He's been brilliant.
Matt says, is anyone actually missing Colo?
Sorry, who?
Matt.
No, Colo.
Sorry.
Shocker.
I thought you were saying who asked it.
Oh,
Matt,
mate, you were so slow in the uptake there.
I was so slow. Do you know why? It's because it's 20 to 11 at night.
Yeah, we
It's
love
been
it.
a long day, and I've still got to do the edit. So
I mean, no, not at the moment because we're doing well.
I saw a stat about James Collins having a
scorer of the season,
0% shot to goal ratio or something. Cardiff fans are, I think, losing a bit of patience. I think he got booed off the other week.
Yeah, but they're saying that Cardiff is shit anyway, so they won't respect him because they're expecting someone like, who scored 20 goals a season. Colo's not that guy. Colo's the guy that work after your team.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing, that we appreciate him, and we got to learn to appreciate him after years of having him. And I guess, like you said, Cardiff fans are going, oh, he scored X amount of goals. We're bringing him in. He's going to score a few more.
Yeah, because he's a better team, apparently.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Yeah.
But it's not, though. You're only as good as delivery, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie says, if we get promoted, would a season in the Premier League ruin us?
Nope.
No, because you get all that money, didn't you?
It's about the money will come in, we'll get solid.
I'll tell you what, right? Get the money. If we ever get promoted to the Premier League, take the money and just get relegated again. And you'll sit out with them for about 20 years.
Oh, just I can say that again, though, Jamie. Get promoted, let's stay up. Why not?
Do you know what I think, right? Yeah. If you go up with that money and do what QPR did a few years back when they went and tried, literally try and sign like 11 old, been there, done that players.
Nico Cranshaw.
Yeah, but to the same extent.
Jose Basingua and Dribble Cisse.
Dribble. Oh, mate. All fair. What is going on with you? Dribble Cisse. But yeah.
Give up.
To the same.
Should we just end it here?
No, to the same extent.
Ji-Sung Park they signed.
But
has-beens though.
Yeah.
Right. I know you work for Brentford, and the thing is, ask any Brentford fan if they regret getting promoted this season, and every one of them would say no. They're doing quite well right now. Despite any results, everyone would say no. So yeah,
that's a different module in place.
No, but by the time we get to Power Court, we could be equivalent. Mm-hmm. So why not? Why not flirt with it? Why not get all the money in? Why not re-establish ourselves as a top team?
Jamie's saying if we got promoted this season.
If we got promoted this season, we'd enjoy it. We'd enjoy every away game. It would be full everywhere.
Can you imagine Pep Guardiola turning up at Kenilworth Road?
No.
With
But can you imagine? You just talked about the Millwall away game. Can you imagine being at the Tottenham Stadium with a full house of Luton, and every place we'd go to, we'd sell out every single week? Every single game.
Burnley would be debatable, let's be honest.
No, it's not debatable. I'm telling you now, because Burnley won't be in the same division. However, I would make an effort to go to every single away game.
Yeah. You'd have to.
Well, Dave, you were at Millwall on Saturday, so I wouldn't say that, would you?
Piss off.
But no.
I'm just not going to.
Go back to
but Tara, just to let me know, I'm not going to invite you to the next away game I go to.
No worries, mate. If you do that, that's fine. I'll hold it against you. I'll hold grudges. It's fine.
What were you going to say?
But no.
Just give us a year in the Prem. Why not?
Yeah,
give us the 105 mil, whatever it is.
Promoted with a season,
and the parachute payments.
A season in the Prem would never ruin us because of the financials. The financial side of it would never ruin us.
I think we got.
Even if we went down, which would be expected, we wouldn't mind because guess what? We're getting about £80 million or whatever the fuck it is.
And you know what? I think we'd go up and we wouldn't really change much, and we would just sign players that were still young, still hungry. That when we were to go down, would either sell for a profit or
Premier League players up and coming
and
in future years.
And you know what else? It would pay for our development, wouldn't it? And it would be great.
It'd be brilliant.
And as long as we beat the Scummers a couple of times,
I can't wait to go up the end of the season now. It's brilliant, isn't it? You can see it now, finishing the last playoff spot, getting to Wembley and losing. Anyway,
anyway, that is it. To be fair,
he's losing it. It's nice to win the Legend shirt as well, wouldn't it?
Well, I'd take mine back because I tell you about this?
Didn't have your name on it.
My girlfriend bought me one. She went, "Oh yeah, I've got your shirt, blah blah blah." I looked at it, I went, "Oh yeah, there's my name on it." I didn't check. Looked at it. All I saw was Otaro going into the collar.
Otaro.
Yeah, so I had to go back with her to Luton last weekend and then change it. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know that happened." I was like, "Well, clearly not, because you didn't check it." And then and the woman went,
Otaro.
and she went through like literally 10 shirts on the rack. She went, "Oh, your name seems to be on one of these." I went, "Fucking hell, Rosie, what's going on here?" Then girl, come on, shocker. But nah.
It's a lovely story to end on today. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Grab us on socials, Owen the Town, and YouTube if you haven't watched this yet. We're over on there. You can see Bataro's beautiful long hair
and shaven face.
Oh, should we also say thanks for voting for on the football
FCAs,
content? Yeah,
which we didn't win.
we didn't win, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
That's
We
it.
should still do a drunk cast for Christmas. We'll sort
Can
that
we
out.
do that?
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
we'll
that'd
sort
be
that out.
fantastic.
Right then, nice one, guys.
Red wine and cheese.
Enjoy watching the Derby game. Come on, you ads, and we'll see you next week.